afford to be proud. My name is Alan Drake, and today I'd just like to share with you a few reasons why you should exchange pride for humility, and do it as soon as possible. In our cultures and in our daily lives, pride is often extolled as a virtue. We take pride in the land of our birth, in the sports teams we support, in the organizations to which we belong. There is a tendency to be proud of ourselves, to trumpet our accomplishments and boast of our wonderfulness. After all, if we don't tell people how great we are, how will they know? We feel there's a danger that people may not be fully aware of how great, how special, how truly awe-inspiring we really are. At the root of this pride are also valid needs to feel special, to feel valued, to feel important, and to feel that we matter significantly. And by extension, to feel needed, to be loved, to be appreciated, and to be understood. These needs are valid, but the ways that we tend to seek to satisfy these needs can be harmful and can bring devastating destruction into our lives, our relationships, our careers, our health, and even our eternal futures. Pride causes God to resist and oppose us. Pride separates us from God and from the people and the resources He has provided for our success in life. Pride brings God's judgment upon us and upon our families. Pride causes us to be deceived. Pride transforms us into scorners who are unable to discern true wisdom, leading us to reject God's best for our lives and our families. Pride turns us into contentious, argumentative people. Pride brings shame on us and on our families. Pride will bring about our downfall. Pride may be a natural tendency, but there is a better way to get our needs met without these harmful side effects. Am I exaggerating? Am I overstating the potential harm of having pride in our lives, in our thoughts, our attitudes, our words, and our actions? Judge for yourself. Let's look first at the example of Herod, King Herod in the Bible, who reveled in the praise that was lavished upon him, accepting the adulation of the people as if he was a god. The Bible tells us this in Acts 12, verses 21 through 23. Herod put on his royal robes, sat on his throne, and made a speech to them. The people gave a great ovation, shouting, "It's the voice of a god, not a man." Instantly, the angel of the Lord struck Herod with a sickness because he accepted the people's worship instead of giving the glory to God. So he was consumed with worms and died. Herod made the mistake of thinking that he deserved the praise that should be directed to God alone. The truth is that Herod was in a position of power only because God gave him the ability and the opportunity to ascend to that position, and Herod ruled only as long as God allowed it. As Jesus correctly pointed out to Pilate, people in positions of power would have no power at all if God had not allowed it. This is the conversation between Pilate and Jesus from John chapter 19, verses 10 and 11. "Why don't you talk to me?" Pilate demanded. "Don't you realize that I have the power to release you or to crucify you?" Then Jesus said, "You would have no power over me at all unless it were given to you from above." Herod would have done well to heed the insight found in Psalm 75, verses 4 through 7. It could have saved his life. In those verses it says, "I said to the arrogant, 'Do not boast,' and to the wicked, 'Do not lift up the horn of self-glorification.' Do not lift up your defiant and aggressive horn on high. Do not speak with a stiff neck. For not from the east, nor from the west, nor from the desert comes exaltation, but God is the judge. He puts down one and lifts up another." If we find ourselves in positions of greatness, we must remember that it is only because God gave us the means to achieve these positions, and the opportunities to obtain them, and God can take them away at any time. Nebuchadnezzar learned this lesson the hard way, but that's a story for another time. My name is Alan Drake, and the website is spiritofwisdommedia.com.